It's a beautiful Friday night. Welcome, and this is QTV News with me, Mumudu Gajaga. We're coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue. Thank you for joining us. And now here we look at the main local and sports news headlines. Following the heavy fuel oil spillage at the GAM Petroleum Depot in Mandinering, regulatory authorities confirmed at a joint press conference that the cleanup will cost an estimated $1.7 million. Honourables Billy G. Tunkara and Alhaji S. Dabo have been sworn in as new members of the Gambia's 5-member delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament based in Abuja, Nigeria. 2 weeks after the Food Safety and Quality Authority ordered the temporary closure of the Brikama Fish Market, our reporter Omar P. Jallo visited the market to find out what, if any, improvements have been done about the poor sanitary conditions. In sports news, ASPTT Federation Omnisports, in partnership with the SOS Children's Village, on Wednesday with the Minister of Youth and Sports, launched the Kiddie Sports Initiative in the Gambia. Also in sports news, in football, Gambia suffered their first defeat in the group after a 1-0 defeat by Congo in the AFCON 2023 qualifiers in Brazzaville on Wednesday. Those were the main news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. Following the heavy fuel oil spillage at the GAM Petroleum Depot in Mandinering, a joint press conference on Friday comprising regulatory agencies confirmed that surveillances discovered significant oil spillage washed up on the coast. A $1.7 million exercise to clear the spillage will commence over the weekend. More in this story.
Conference on a recent oil spillage at the GAM Petroleum Depot in Mandinering has prompted a rapid assessment by regulatory agencies, including inspectors from the Public Utility Regulatory Authority, the National Environment Agency, and the Gambia Maritime Administration. The Acting Executive Director of the National Environment Agency, Dr. Dauda Baji, updates the public.
And inspectors from GMA, Pura, and NU were immediately deployed to Mandinering to verify the reports, and it was confirmed that significant amounts of oil were washing away off the coast.
The incident happened on May 28, 2022 from 3:30 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. while a vessel, MTST Stula, was discharging heavy fuel oil at the GAM Petroleum Depot in Mandinering. The vessel reported the discharge of 1,501 tons of heavy fuel oil, of which 1,430 tons was received by GAM Petroleum. An incident report from GAM Petroleum was filed to Pura, which confirmed there was leakage from the pipeline at the depot during the discharge process.
GMA was able to board the vessel and interview the ship crew, as well as gather evidence from the ship records, which will form part of the records of the investigation. The records also show that the amount of fuel received against discharge from the vessel is about 70.8 metric tons.
The regulatory agencies formed an emergency response task force to manage and contain the oil spill, and surveillance was conducted to track and identify the affected coastline, including using speedboats.
In Banjul, tourist boat owners confirmed sight of a large oil slick drifting out of the estuary into the sea, and stains were confirmed on some of the boats. So far, patches of oil have been found in Pirang and Bonto in isolated amounts.
To limit damage to our ecosystem and maritime environment, a cleanup exercise will begin over the weekend. This comes with an estimated cost. Here is Sompo Sise, Pura's Director of Energy and Petroleum.
If you want to do a cleanup exercise, you just can't get up like this and go. You need to reascertain. We have actually determined where the oil spillage is, but we have to determine that and also access to do these places. These are all things that we have done. And it all comes down, originally I think the estimate is about what? Less than 2 million?
1.7 million.
Less than 2 million.
If we are to move to 7 days.
Yeah.
As investigations continue, authorities from PURA, NDMA, NEA, GMA have expressed commitment to carrying out exhaustive investigations and that the public will be updated on its findings and action taken as required, including legal action if necessary. Mohamed Lamin Chai, QTV News.
Honorables Billy G. Tunkara and Alhaji S. Dabo have promised to be good representatives of the Gambia and the sub-region after they are swearing in as new members of the Gambia's 5-member delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament based in Abuja, Nigeria. Aliou Cisse is in Abuja and he now reports.
Billy G. Tunkara, representative of the Community Parliament, declare my honor that I will faithfully serve the interests of the people of the community and that I will not submit to any direction or indirect pressure from member states or groups. Done in Abuja, 19th day of June 2020.
They are the newest additions to the ECOWAS Parliament, but come with vast experience, having served in the Gambia's parliamentary delegations to the Pan-African Parliament and the Inter-Parliamentary Union. They now join Honorable Keba Kebaro, Fatima Njai, and Samba Jallo, who were re-elected in the last National Assembly election. Speaking to QTV, Honorable Billy G. Tunkara, member for Kantora and Majority Leader, and Honorable Alhaji S. Dabo, member for Brekaman North and Minority Leader, said they are aware of the task at hand and are prepared to deliver to the best interest of Gambians and the people of ECOWAS.
Well, I promised, as I took my oath of office, I promised to really deliver to expectation and represent the interests of our country. And I also promise not to be part and parcel of anything that will undermine the integrity or the image of our country. I will make sure to work with the best interest of my country and also to fulfill the expectations that the Parliament has in me to represent them here in Abuja or here in ECOWAS Parliament.
I feel very much humble and honored to be sworn in as member of the ECOWAS Parliament. The expectation is that we'll be here to be fully representing the Gambia in the sub-regional bloc.
Are you anticipating any challenge as a new member of the ECOWAS Parliament?
Not actually. I was in the Continental Parliament before. I hope with this experience I'll be able to do well. It was very much challenging in Pan-African Parliament compared to ECOWAS Parliament. So with that experience, things will not be that difficult for me.
The members replace Honorable Mohamed Magazi of Basse constituency, who stepped down after 2 terms in Parliament, and Matar Jeng of Lower Nyomi, who was defeated in the last parliamentary election. However, in their emotional farewell addresses to the Parliament, the outgoing MPs, Honorables Magazi and Jeng, thanked their colleagues for the support during their time in the ECOWAS Parliament. They are grateful to have been given the opportunity to represent the Gambia.
Thanking you for the knowledge that I have gathered from you, and thanking you for the experience that I have gathered here.
On behalf of my family, my own self, I wish to extend my profound thanks and gratitude to every one of you for the cooperation, for the collaboration, and also the understanding that we had together.
The ECOWAS Parliament is a representative parliament of the peoples of the community with 115 members from national assemblies of the 15 member countries of ECOWAS. Among its mandate is to perform oversight functions on the ECOWAS institutions and to serve as voices for the people of the sub-region. Reporting for QTV News from Abuja, Nigeria, I am Aliou Cisse.
Well, congratulations to Billy G. Tunkara and also Alhaji S. Dabo there at the ECOWAS Parliament. 2 weeks after the Food Safety and Quality Authority ordered the temporarily closure of the Brikama Fish Market over poor sanitary conditions, our reporter Amor P. Jallo visited the market to find out what, if any, improvements have been done to remedy the situation.
When we visited this place a week ago, the conditions here was unbearable due to poor drainage and waste management systems. There was dirty, stagnant water and the smell was terrible. Today, the market looks completely different. It is clean and tidy, and the stinking sewage has disappeared. The cleaning was conducted by the market authorities, supported by the area council and the National Assembly member for Brikama North Alhaji S. Dabo. For the Manjang, the president of the Fish Market Committee, was pleased that the place is clean and made this appeal to the government.
The
government should help us with a proper sewage system or a septic tank to properly dispose of waste. The Ministry of Fisheries, as custodian of the market, should come to our aid to make the market environment conducive for trade. The poor sanitary condition is caused by lack of proper drainage and sewage systems. I am also appealing to the government to help the women vendors with financial support to restart their businesses. Mam Fati, the vice chairperson of the market committee, also has this to say.
We are saying a big thank you to those who helped us with the cleaning exercise. Since the closure, we only sell until 9 a.m. and we close and clean up. That is why it is now so clean. We have lost close to $1 million worth of fish since the day of the closure. Fish is different from other food products as it is easily perishable.
The Birkama market is a popular retail market that serves the people of Birkama and those from the neighboring villages who come to either shop or sell their produce. The market provides customers with fresh fish at more reasonable prices than other fish markets in the country. The fish market was constructed 11 years ago within the framework of a grant of about $126 million from Japan. At the time, it was proposed, among other things, that a new water supply system would be installed to maintain a healthy and hygienic environment. However, the market has been grappling with the problem of waste management, a poor drainage system, and environmental pollution. When the authorities forced its closure, they said they had done so following concerns raised by the public. For now, the Birkama fish market will remain shut until proper hygienic and sanitary conditions are met and sustainable measures put in place to prevent any occurrence. Reporting for KTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Well, that report by Omar P. Jallo takes us to a commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more local news stories for you and also sports. Do stay tuned.
For his kitchen, Prosper was thinking big. He therefore chose big new tiles. He then thought he'd also love a new stainless steel sink and a new mixer app. And now that we're changing the sink, we might as well buy a new kitchen counter, right?
Oh yeah, I couldn't resist.
Good old Prosper.
And yes, that's Batimat's Bati Days. Take advantage of exceptional discounts up to 70% on several product families. From June 11th to 25th, you will be splurging. Batimat, everything for construction, from foundation to finishing.
Welcome back, and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. A boarding school for Quranic memorization in Fajikunda needs support to improve the school's infrastructure and the living condition of students for effective learning. Omar Pijalo has the details.
حتى إذا جاءنا قال يا ليت بيني وبينك بعد المشرقين فبئس القرين ولن ينفعكم اليوم إذ ظلمتم أنكم في العذاب مشتركون.
Al-Imam Nafia Arabic School for Quranic Memorization was established 8 months ago to propagate Islam and produce students who can master the art of reading the Holy Quran with proper pronunciation and rules of reading, thereby building a role model community that portrays Islam and Muslims from the right perspective. However, with over 300 students, the school authorities are struggling to provide all the necessities conducive to learning. Al-Hassan Fati, the proprietor and a teacher at the school, said they are seeking support because of financial constraints.
Alhamdulillah,
we have so many challenges that we want Muslims to help us address. Those challenges include 2 incomplete classrooms, which have no roofs. We were using them like that, but now that the rainy season has started, we can no longer use them. Feeding, accommodation, mattresses, praying mats and even kettles to perform ablution are a problem. Fatima Marena, an other teacher at the school, urged the public to lend them a helping hand while giving an assurance of the school's commitment to strengthening Islamic education.
I am the one teaching the elderly women at this school in the 2 uncovered classrooms. Unfortunately, the rains have started and it could rain at any time. We are seeking support to put on the roof to enable us to continue our classes.
Maria Majame, a student, said they are determined and have a passion to learn the Holy Quran and the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Without help, she said, their aims will be difficult to achieve. She calls for support.
Our school is very good. If we have support, that will be very good. We don't have enough classrooms. 2 of our classes are incomplete and the rains have started. Also, feeding and other basic materials are lacking. This will affect learning.
Anyone willing to support Al-Imam Nafia's Arabic School can contact QTV on news@qtv.gm or 33-33245. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar Pijalo.
Well, the end of that report takes us to sports news. In sports news, ASPTT, Federation Omnisports, in partnership with the SOS Children's Village on Wednesday, with the Minister of Youth and Sports, launched the Kiddies Sports Initiative in the Gambia. More in this story by Lori M. Camara.
It's a French-based organization that promotes inclusive sports. As part of its mandate and strategies, Kiddies Sport is aimed at offering children aged 3 to 9 years, including those with mental and motor disabilities, physical and sports activities, which include running, jumping, crawling, karate, football, and tennis, amongst others. Studies have shown that regular physical activity helps children build endurance and develop strong muscles and bones, maintain good sleeping patterns and improve fine motor skills including balance, dexterity and flexibility. At the event, children were taken through different sporting activities to gauge their level of confidence. Mariam J. Sow, representing the National Director of SOS Children's Villages, The Gambia, expressed delight at having partnered with ASPTT to implement this initiative in the Gambia. She said her organization's purpose is to ensure each child and young person grows up with the bond they need to be their strongest selves.
SOS Children's Villages needs regular support from friends, corporate partners, government and foundations to give thousands of vulnerable children a loving home and a chance just to be a child.
The Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Y. Baji, launched the initiative and spoke of the government's commitment to supporting grassroots sports.
On behalf of the Ministry, the Sport Council, SOS can be assured of our continued support, of our collaboration, not just in the kiddie sport area, but any activity that they're doing that is related to sports and the empowerment of our children and our young people.
Pendon Jai, facilitator of the initiative and founder Let's Fight Endo Gambia, told us her reasons of bringing this project to the Gambia, especially to the SOS Children's Village.
We run Let's Fight Endo Gambia. We do raise awareness towards infertility, especially caused by endometriosis. I am an endo warrior, stage 4. And I have a special liking for SOS Children's Village, so I said that instead of taking it to other schools that already have support systems, I do know that SOS Children's Village, they do have a support system, but I could bring something to them too. It gives me happiness, it gives me joy, it gives me a sense of belonging. I need them, they need me.
Babukar Jallo, an SOS Children's Village staff member and sports trainer, explains the importance of the exercise.
Because some of these children are isolated. They don't have friends, they don't have parents or something like that. So, so it is this time you can see some of the children, even here psychologically you can see they are isolated, they don't want, So these are some of the things that we are trying to avoid, so that we want children to see themselves as one and they have to be happy in all cases.
Alan Murray, ASPTT project coordinator, through a translator, thanked SOS Gambia for making the event a success and encouraged children to be more physically active in sports. The federation is already launched in Senegal and Cape Verde, and the initiative will be extended to other schools across the country. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
Still in sports, Congo bounced back from their 4-0 thrashing by Mali to defeat Gambia 1-0 in their second Group G AFCON 2023 qualifier in Brazzaville on Wednesday. The loss means Gambia suffered their first defeat of the group stage after winning against South Sudan 1-0 in chess. More in this report. Congo put on a dominant display against Gambia in their AFCON 2023 qualifier second match. Antoine Makumbu scored the only goal, which proved to be the winner in the 73rd minute. Makumbu's shot from well outside the box helplessly beat keeper Babukar Gaye, who seemed deceived by the bounce. Gambia created hardly anything in the game, with the stats showing the host having 10 goal attempts to Gambia's 3. Congo piled on a lot of pressure on the visitors with an attacking intensity that they had failed to show in the match against Mali. This time it was constant, sustained pressure, with Congo missing several chances in the first half. Gambia only came close to scoring after Musa Barrow's fine control in the box before he was harshly whistled for offside, as the replays showed he was clearly onside. Congo's high-intensity play left Gambia's players often helpless, having to undertake defensive duties even though their attacking prowess should have been more in evidence based on the team chosen. Coach Tom Samsid made some substitutions, bringing on Bunsane, Mohamed Badamosi and Abdoulaye Sanyang, but it was too little too late to salvage a point as Congo held on for what would be their first victory in 7 games. Gambia's seeming lack of ambition showed in that, even though they had 51% of possession to the host 49%. It was mainly in their own half, and they registered a single corner in the 90 minutes. In today's encounter in the group, Mali defeated South Sudan 3-1, scoring 2 goals after they had a man sent off. The result means Mali are top of the standings on 6 points. Congo moved up to second due to a better head-to-head against Gambia, with both sides on 3 points after 2 games. South Sudan remained pointless. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News. Well, that's it for QTV News. We completely run out of time, and we wish you a pleasant night.